What is up, my people? Elise is the name, spreading peace and love, that's the game. So I'm here to introduce you all to a worldwide phenomenon that a lot of people are ignorant to. Bear with me here. It's called staying woke. So with that, I don't know if you guys already knew or noticed, maybe like with all the natural catastrophes and fires, hurricanes, tsunamis, our world is dying, and she's throwing a hissy fit, if you didn't already notice, because she needs help. You know who's gonna help her? It's us. We're the only ones who can do anything because we're the only ones who caused the problem. So come on, it's time to take accountability for our actions, and I will tell you exactly how to do it. So there are a lot of great things that people are doing. There's a big ocean cleanup going on, which is amazing. We love that. Save the coral reefs, obviously. Other things you can do to help out our girl, Mother Earth, is just do anything to reduce your greenhouse gas emissions, which would include cutting down on your transportation, carpooling, taking a bus, biking even, anything like that. And then also the energy aspect of it, changing your light bulbs to more efficient ones, turning off light switches when you don't need them. What else? I mean, there's like a lot of things you can do. Switching to more efficient shower heads, not letting the water run, and some other things that are like less known but also important, like thrift shopping. Obviously when you buy clothes that is being reused instead of either burned or whatever they do with like clothes, and then not replacing that with something new bought from the store. Other things would include getting rid of your single-use plastics, so trying to reduce those any way you can. Maybe bring your own silverware set to a restaurant, or when you get fast food, using reusable straws, even bringing like reusable bags to the grocery store or any store with you, and always recycling when you can. Now, that seems like a lot, but there is one big thing that a lot of people are missing that they don't, and maybe they know about it, but they don't realize how important it is, and that is how much the mass breeding of livestock for human consumption actually contributes to the greenhouse gas emissions worldwide. And at this point, it's about 14 to 18% of total greenhouse gas emissions worldwide are just accumulated through the massive breeding of livestock for human consumption. So the meat and dairy industry itself are on track to rise 75% by year 2050, and this is because the world population is only growing at this point. It is going up about 220,000 people each day, and that's after we already take out the people who died, honey. So that is 220,000 more mouths to feed each day. And since like the Western diet consists most like strongly of meat and dairy as bases, or like just parts, like portions of your meals, that is on track to rise so much because more mouths to feed means more food. And with that, by year 2050, agricultural emissions alone will take up the world's carbon budget. So this is if industry, transport, and energy were to all stay at zero. So obviously they're not going to stay at zero because people drive everywhere. We are using electricity all the time. We charge our phones. We're always on our laptops using Wi-Fi, and I mean, big businesses aren't gonna stop being a thing. Like those giant corporations, you think Walmart's just gonna shut down all of a sudden? No. So if we're gonna want to make a change, we have to focus on where we can make a change. People eat 3 meals a day. It's not that hard to cut down to, instead of eating 3 meals with meat a day, doing 2. Honestly, it's about cutting down. Anything less than where you're at now is going to help. And if you're one of those people who have already written me off, already said, oh, like our world's already going to a terrible place, like I can't even do anything, you're the problem. So you can stop watching this right now because we're not gonna get along. I don't like you, and I already know you don't like me because I'm telling you to your face that you are the issue here. The people who already have decided that the world is going to keep progressing downhill are the ones who are gonna make it happen. So I think it's always gonna be about reducing your personal carbon footprint and doing what you can to help the earth. And I'm not saying that you have to stop eating meat and dairy altogether, but I'm saying that those things are luxuries. Like, do you think people in third world countries have like the option to just go to McDonald's, roll up to McDonald's, pay $5 for a burger? Like, no, that's unheard of anywhere else. And the problem is with first world countries, I'm gonna single out Americans exclusively because I'm an American and I kind of know what's up. I see what goes on, and we just overconsume. We don't finish when we're full, when we're actually like have had enough. We finish once we're satisfied and once we get a little bit more. And that's ridiculous to me. Like, I get it that it's a society, it's how we were raised, but we need to make a switch. People are dying of starvation, and do you know that all the food thrown out in the United States each day could help solve that, could feed so many mouths. So what I'm saying is just don't take more than what you need. So I'm going to try to showcase to you, because like I pinpointed before, meat and dairy consumption are the main issues. I'm just going to give like some background on why this is so. So a full-grown cow, with how the cows are raised and what they're fed and the growth hormones they take, it takes about 15 to 23 months for a calf to turn into a full-size cow, and this is when they can be sent to the slaughterhouses, killed, and sold to the masses of people who are privileged enough to afford that. And obviously in that 15 to 23 month span, that cow is taking up resources, water, food, shelter. People have to be paid to take care of those animals. It's a lot that goes into it just for something to be killed and sold to people who can afford it, who are lucky enough to be born in a first world country. So that's a lot of resources going into that. And one of the saddest things to me is that the forests that are deforested to feed these livestock cannot be used to feed the masses. So those fields are specifically for livestock, and they aren't going to people in third world countries who are starving. Our food gets fed before other humans. How ridiculous is that? Can you just take a step back with me and agree that that's ridiculous? Like, I don't care how much you love a steak. I don't care that, I just don't care. Like, you can have your steak, honestly. Like, enjoy what you like. I'm not saying it needs to go away, but you can cut down. Every single person can cut down. Like, I would like to reiterate that. So, to be showcasing this to you guys, I am going to be doing an experiment, and that is changing my diet, going on showcasing 3 more sustainable and slightly more plant-based diets. So my first trial will be a 4-week diet of only 1 meal with meat per day, and I would just like to tell you guys that I do not eat beef or lamb. It is because they have the highest carbon footprint out of all meats, so you will not be seeing that in the meals I eat and the recipes I showcase to you. And if you ever want to substitute something, feel free. I'm just doing what I do and trying to inspire you guys and trying to showcase that it is possible to enjoy your food, feel awesome, get all the nutrients you need while still cutting out meat, even if it's just a little bit. And then my next 4-week trial will be a vegetarian trial. Again, I would like to explain something that I will be, for the people who are kind of health nuts, you could call them people who track their macros, maybe they're bodybuilders, nutritionists, dietitians, whatever you do. I want to showcase, out of each of these trials, I will be taking 5 days, and I will be tracking my macros and meeting my specific goals to showcase that it is possible to get all the protein you need on a plant-based diet. I think that's something a lot of people are worried about, and I remember something that stuck with me when I was a kid is that one of my friends, she told me that her sister went vegetarian and she fainted because she wasn't getting enough protein. So that's not gonna happen to me because I already know about my plant-based proteins, and I'm gonna help you guys know more. And then the last and final step, if you didn't already guess it, we're going 4 weeks vegan. So I've never done that before. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to showcase it to you. Honestly, I am expecting some struggle, and I will be showcasing any struggles I have to you guys, but I'll also be showcasing body changes, mood, mental clarity and health changes, overall like attitude, well, not attitude changes. I already have a pretty good attitude, not gonna lie, but not all the time. No one's perfect. Okay, I got carried away. And cost, because cost is a very important thing. And I know people are on a budget. I mean, me too. I just moved out of my house, got my first apartment. Like, your girl's got it. She's couponing. I will tell you right now, I am using all the coupons I get. Like, I do not buy things without coupons, not gonna lie. But I am going to show, like, I know that it is possible to be vegan and not spend like an enormous amount of money, and I will be tracking those costs too. And anything else you guys want to know? Oh, something I'm really excited about is like the skin aspect. I'm hoping that going plant-based will help my skin, so there'll be a lot of things that we'll get through with this series, this like experimentation period, if you will. So if you guys are excited for this journey as I am, you can give it a like, maybe a thumbs up if you're feeling kind of risky. And this is Elise signing off. Peace and love to you all.